So if nobody's told you today, you look great. Your hair looks amazing.
Good afternoon, wherever you are, you beautiful person. That's right, I'm talking to you.
You are someone that's gonna change the world.
Together we can do some of the most amazing things to change the world.
You can do it, you're awesome, and you're really hot.
You're strong, and you got this.
You have to love yourself. You have to take time with yourself.
Let you guys know that you're loved. Let you guys know
Everything that I say, I mean.
You are good enough.
You know what? I'm about to say it.
you're a human being, you're beautiful.
Merry Christmas, everyone. This Christmas, I give you the gift of the new smallest bean in the bowl, Anisa Jomha, better known as iDUBBBZ's girlfriend.
Anisa, you might know her from Twitch or as iDUBBBZ's girlfriend.
And formerly known as Rainbow Kids, also known as Princess Pear because of her pear-shaped head. I asked her how to pronounce her name just to make sure I got the pronunciation right for this video. iDUBBBZ's girlfriend is very similar to Shiwoo in a lot of ways. They have a lot of interactions with each other, and they both promote progressive ideology. They both obnoxiously brandish their boyfriends on social media. They both speak similarly. They both use their self-proclaimed mental illness as means to pander to their audience because they think it's cute and quirky. They both lie about their past, they both claim to have always been one of the boys, and of course, they both share the need to broadcast how small they are to the world, while also being simultaneously voluptuous and curvy. Look how kawaii she is because she's doing the victory pose in every photo. The more that she does the victory pose, the more that she looks like Sailor Moon. She even has iDUBBBZ doing it now. The real cherry on top of how similar Shiwoo and iDUBBBZ's girlfriend are is that iDUBBBZ's girlfriend has even tried to dress like Shiwoo before. She has a strong case of I'm not like those other girls syndrome, even though she literally dresses like all those other girls. But maybe she isn't like those other girls after all, because Leafy said so. It's hilarious that she uses the statement of someone that her boyfriend made a video against to make herself feel less insecure about being boring as shit. iDUBBBZ's girlfriend reminds me of someone who would go into Pier 1 Imports, or Pair 1 Imports in her case, and buy signs that say live, laugh, and love, or maybe a sign that says be unique, that was actually mass manufactured, and hang it on her wall, thinking that it makes her a positive and special person. Her videos are some of the most generic on YouTube, right down to the sound effects that she uses.
You can choose make an empire.
Somebody asked me, what's your name, where are you from? Maybe you make a buddy again and again and again to see the world in a creative different relationship. Able to question the things around me. Network, it's working out.
Her editing in general is just really annoying, and not just the stock sound effects that she abuses in every video, but also the visualizations that she uses.
You're making a commitment to something. Whether you're buying a puppy, moving in with somebody, or getting married. God forbid you pop a boner, or you stutter, or you piss your pants. Shake a stick at. I was letting in no balls. I was a very hot and cold goalie, and I was very polarizing to a lot of people. They couldn't decide whether I was good or bad.
It seems like she puts visualizations up for every single keyword that she says in her video. For example, if I say the word sleeping, I don't need to put a visualization up for the word sleeping. Everybody watching knows what sleeping is. We don't need it to be demonstrated. So you can save yourself the 5 minutes it took you to Google anime girl sleeping and put it into your video because it's completely pointless. It would make sense if she were referencing something when she threw up these visualizations or clarifying something, but she's not. It's not even entertaining. These are just the first GIFs that she finds on Google and puts it in her video, and they serve no purpose except for being fucking annoying. You don't need visualizations for every single keyword that comes out of your mouth that looks like you just ate a whole tube of lipstick with. I can't emphasize enough that that lack of entertainment really showcases her content as a whole. It's not exciting, it's not entertaining, it's not unique, she's just trying too hard. You can see here that her YouTube channel is a variety channel. It has some gimmicky, trendy stuff like this DIY tutorial. You know, a video where you're supposed to learn how to actually do something.
Alright, so just letting everybody know I'm an idiot. I'm a giant idiot that had a clear back to peel off, and I didn't peel it off for about 20 minutes. But it's okay, because I learned that these dudes definitely need to be peeled.
Yeah, she couldn't even teach how to iron on patches in her tutorial video. But her channel in recent times is mainly filled with videos promoting positivity. You know, because she's so fucking paused. Like with her advice videos where she gives the most groundbreaking advice you ever heard.
You should never let a mistake tell you who you are, nor should you let a mistake define and dictate the decisions that you are going to make in the future. The first and foremost important thing is communication. Communication is key for any relationship to work.
She has some mental awareness videos and some storytime videos on her channel. You know, like where she virtue signals about how she heroically saved the fat person at the gym and stood up to bullies to tell them that making fun of fat people wasn't okay, and it totally wasn't about how good of a Samaritan she is.
These women are just standing there staring at her. What possibly could be so wrong with this woman that these two girls have to sit there and ridicule her from a distance? So as I'm sitting there, the two girls look at me and they go, "Can you believe that somebody that large is taking up our gym time?" And that's when I lost it. Look in the mirror or hear what they were saying. Like, that is a million times more disgusting than any fucking abomination I can even dream up. And I'm just sitting there flabbergasted at the idea that there's these two women actually ridiculing somebody who has the balls to get up and go to the gym.
Hey guys, story time about the time I visited a child with cancer. Hey guys, another story time video, the time I stopped a transgender woman from committing suicide. Hey guys, here's another story time video of the time I defended a black person because of someone saying the N-word to them. You know, it's kind of like when people film themselves giving money to homeless people. It really makes you think, what's the purpose of you doing that? But that's not the only thing she does, because once in a while, if we're lucky, we on the YouTube platform are blessed to be able to witness her amazing acting skills that she's practiced for years.
If you guys look at my old YouTube, it's all I used to do was skits.
Wow, that's so deep.
Anyways guys, thank you for watching. Sorry it's a little bit deep, this one.
One thing that's really annoying about her videos on YouTube is her positive affirmations and platitudes. I kind of mentioned it before about sending her paused vibes, but she always feels the need to pander to her insecure viewers that she's never seen before, telling them about how they're beautiful and they don't need to change.
I really, really, really believe, and this isn't a lie at all, I really believe that anybody can be beautiful at any weight. I think that people can be unhealthy at certain weights, but I still can admire and worship the human body in all forms, and maybe that's the artist in me, I don't know, but you're awesome, and you're really hot. You're beautiful at your heaviest weight, and you're beautiful at your lightest weight. Don't think you're any less attractive just because you're not at your ideal weight.
Because fuck improvement, you know? Bettering yourself? Don't know 'em. She's supporting the behavior of not improving yourself, yet she made a whole video dedicated to how much she hates that.
I just want to live in a world where we still admire and glorify the idea of pushing through things, bettering ourselves, and not letting our setbacks tell us who we are.
Despite her making these videos about mental health and being pause, how she's a good person, how you're all beautiful people, so you should be body positive, she has a long history of not practicing what she preaches. For example, she's made fun of people for their weight on several occasions.
Sarah Silverman's got to be the most unlikable. I'm surprised that she gets less hate than that whale, the leather
Amy
wearing.
Schumer?
Yeah, Amy Schumer.
I'm surprised that car can hold up on that. The crash test rating on that car must be amazing. It's nice to know that the car can handle that kind of weight without denting. To our knowledge, it might have dented actually, who knows. I really believe that anybody can be beautiful at any weight.
Not really feeling those paused vibes there, but you know, maybe that's just the artist in her.
Maybe that's the artist in me, I don't know.
She also played Fuck, Marry, Kill with people that she had public issue with, where she encouraged her stream to make fun of them. Even one of her moderators made fun of one of the streamers on the screen's weight, and she laughed about it. She encouraged it. The real banger here is when she did the anti-insult. The same exact thing that iDUBBBZ criticized Leafy for.
I'd like to address what I like to call the anti-insult. Anti-insult is great. It's for people who want to make sort of crude remarks in their online videos but don't really want any backlash. I'm not going to be talking about the kid today after showing a picture of his fucked up snaggletooth to my millions of followers.
I mean, I guess this is good because she's getting her fitness in, so can't really complain about this scene. Appreciating his fine automobile and his fine lady at the same time while she's getting some fitness. Can't hate on this.
It's very obvious that she's making fun of the woman here while implying that she isn't. Really sneaky and passive-aggressive of her. I guess she doesn't call herself the sneaky snake of YouTube for nothing. You know, but don't judge her because we all make mistakes. We're all human. As I stated before, she promotes being mentally healthy, you know, like her sage advice of going to the therapist.
Seek help, get therapy, see a psychiatrist, get medication if you need it, talk to somebody.
But look at what we have here. Here is iDUBBBZ's girlfriend promoting a tweet that is wishing death on a streamer, Mir Misu, the same girl that she laughed at for her weight before on the stream. There was also that time where she accused Venus Angelic of lying about her eating disorder.
Not because I wanted to, but because I couldn't keep it in my stomach. I puked about 10 to 15 times a day for about an entire month, so—
What the fuck? You'd be dead! You would be dead! If you puke 10 times a day for a month, you would be dead! You wouldn't be alive, that's a lie! There's no way you can— That's for a month. That's not real. There's no way. You'd literally be dead.
Which kind of brings me to my next point.
I'm not gonna lie.
iDUBBBZ's girlfriend has a video about being anorexic and body dysmorphic on YouTube. And of course she took the opportunity in that video to give positive affirmations, kiss ass, doing what every generic YouTuber would do.
A shit ton of positives that outweigh any negatives, like you're a human being, you're beautiful.
Gotta get those virtue points. But of course, what's a good video about body dysmorphia and anorexia without a little bit of cringy acting starring Princess Pear herself? And act like you're really sad because you're anorexic. Alright, cut. The issue I have with this video is that some things just don't add up. The first being that she says she loves curvy, thick women, so much that she wishes her body was like Momo-kun's or Jessica Negri's, which are two women that are obviously not stick thin, especially Momo-kun. iDUBBBZ's girlfriend wears push-up bikinis to make her breasts look bigger, and she posts pictures of her ass on the sink to make it look bigger online for the world to see, which is not really something you would do if you were body dysmorphic and anorexic, because you would want your body to look smaller, you know, to look skinnier like how she wants.
I have for a long time felt a lot of value in how thin I was, how much fat I could grab, how small the waist was on my body. And now something that I've been dealing with and focusing with is the size of my butt, which isn't fantastic. But
it's just really strange that she wanted to enhance parts of her body to look bigger, to have a voluptuous look when she claims that she wanted to be really thin and small. I mean, does the person she aspires to be look small to you? iDUBBB's girlfriend has also self-proclaimed to be curvy before, and clearly in a proud manner, as well as drawing herself as a voluptuous figure, which is strange since she claims to have body dysmorphia.
Now we've explained obviously the different types of hips, we can explain how you can get them wider. So number one, obviously if you have normal hips, you could always gain tons of weight and then go and lipo everything and send it
woo! I like that
down
one.
below.
It would make more sense if she were drawing herself as either really fat or really skinny. Really fat because that would be how she's perceiving herself, because she claims to have body dysmorphia. She would be viewing herself as really fat, which is why she would develop the eating disorder and starving herself to be skinny. Or if she was trying to stroke her ego, she would have drew herself as really skinny or petite. Again, she said she viewed being curvy as an attractive, positive thing on several occasions. So that must mean that she views herself as attractive, and she tries to make herself look attractive by making herself look thick and curvy, not skinny and petite.
From when I was about 12 years old until I was, I would say 17, I weighed around 170 pounds, varying in weight. And it wasn't until grade 12 that I felt a massive amount of pressure to start controlling what I ate. And I started eating very little, and I went from 170 pounds to 110 pounds. In my third year of college, I told myself I was gonna lose weight. I went from 175 pounds to 130, and I've kept it off. I would argue that that defines me as a person.
The issue is that she said in this video that she was 170 pounds until she was 17 and began to develop an eating disorder and lost all the weight and ended up being 110 pounds. But then she contradicts that in her New Year's resolution video that she made after. She said in this video that she was actually 175 pounds using the same photo, and that it was now her third year of college, where she would be approximately 20 to 22 years old, and that she lost a massive amount of weight to be actually 130 pounds through fitness and not starvation. 20 to 22 years old is nowhere near 17 years old. She's also wearing the same shirt that she did in the picture where she claims to be 110 pounds. And it doesn't really look like a 20-pound weight difference to me from one photo to the other. I'm sure she just remembered wrong or something, and that she totally didn't fake a mental illness for some YouTube clout, because what kind of person would she be if she called out Venus Angelic for faking an eating disorder, if she actually did that herself? A liar, that's what she would be. A dirty, filthy fucking liar. In addition to that, if you look at this photo, which she broadcasted both on her stream and social media, she's around 12 or 13 here doing the math, which is the exact range of when she said she was 170 pounds, or at least overweight. On her stream, it's implied that she said she was 15, but either way, it's still in the range of when she was supposed to be overweight in general. The shirt that she's wearing in this photo was also very trendy in the time range of when she would have been, let's say, 12 to 17. As well as the point-and-shoot camera, so it all seems to add up. So keep in mind, her height in her adulthood is 5'6" or 5'7". She switches the numbers depending on her mood. So just for a frame of reference, this is my friend Jessica, or Jessie XOW. She's a streamer, and she lost a lot of weight recently. In this photo here, she is around 165 pounds, maybe even 160 here, and she's also 5'7". I know this because I've met her in person before, and I'm 5'6". Clearly this looks nothing like this as far as mass goes. In fact, iDUBBB's girlfriend kind of looks skinny here, if anything. It's also strange that she's wearing the world's most unflattering shirt for someone that would be overweight. It's a boxy cut shirt with horizontal stripes, a pattern infamous for making people, you know, look fat. And not to mention, it's in a bright color too, so it's basically like a sign that screams, "Look at me and how fat I am." If she were. That is. If you're overweight, you wouldn't want to draw attention to your body in an unflattering manner like that. So my question is, if she's not lying, then why are these date ranges really not adding up? She has the same behavior with claiming that she has OCD and that she's been diagnosed and treated professionally. She said that she was diagnosed on campus by a therapist and that the therapist was a psychology teacher, and psychology teachers don't really mean that they're a psychiatrist, someone who is actually qualified to diagnose you, but you know, hers was certified. There seems to be a conflicting story here because sometimes she says that she was medicated and then other times she says she wasn't. I guess having mental illnesses is just really trendy and quirky lately. Alright, next up on the list is her drama with Sky Williams. Sky Williams made the mistake of defending iDUBBBZ's girlfriend on Twitter because he thought that he was friends with her, which is understandable considering that she said that she cared so much about him.
Many of you tweeted at me and said, well, why didn't you just DM Ian and talk to him about this instead of dragging it out and putting it in a video? Well, I did. He's been pretty unresponsive with me for about 4 months. I'm not sure if his girlfriend had anything to do with it. Hey, look, hands are clean of it. Used to be friends with her. I found out someone showed me like hella stream highlights of her talking the meanest shit to me. And I didn't know because I'm on Twitter defending her, right? Saw that shit. Then I cried to her in DMs. And no, I don't mean, I was drunk and I literally cried. I'm sobbing to her.
I'm gonna react on this head on. I want to be better, so I constantly ask for help, and I'm going to be better. I've heard you tonight. Everything you said made so much sense, and I just, no matter what, I want you to know that I'm learning, I'm listening, and I'm going to be better. That's it. That's it. I'm fine. I'm gonna take my sleeping meds, and I'm just gonna go to sleep, and I'm gonna just keep working and just pray to God that, you know, this all doesn't blow up in my face.
2 weeks later, nigga, and then I said, nah. Hey, Anisa. Our friendship's delicious. I'm gonna go defend you on Twitter. See ya. La 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 la.
You had to kill him. The boy
is a good friend to you and defends you on multiple occasions on the platform we call Twitter.
And you kill him. How are you gonna live with yourself?
Whatever. I never understood it. I mean, maybe that bitch just swings the best neck of her life. I don't know, but oh well.
But I give a shit that Sky is such a fucking manipulative piece of shit that he just blows wherever the wind blows. So that's cool. It's really hypocrite. I hate hypocrites, man.
And that really hurt not only Sky's feelings, but also his mental health, and it led to him taking his really long hiatus, which he only recently came out of. I know this because I talked to him privately about it, and it definitely did steer him into a depression. A really bad depression at that, and it's not that I'm trying to so much victimize him as I am trying to point out that it's ironic that she promotes mental health but then steers someone into a really bad depression. And what do we have here? The Zoe Burger incident. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Perfect example of iDUBBBZ's girlfriend just blatantly lying. Zoe Burger is an infamous YouTuber/streamer infamous for shaking her ass for money. She wanted to join Zoe Burger's Thought Squad, which she herself called that.
Didn't you want to join Zoe's Ho Squad? No, I never wanted to. I never wanted to join Zoe's Ho Squad.
It's really funny that she calls it a Thought Squad as well, because she said publicly before to not shame sex workers.
People shouldn't make fun of porn stars.
You were supposed to come and hang out with me and Celestia after you begged Celestia. I have the Skype screenshots. You begged her to come hang out with me. I didn't know her or you, but she pulled you a favor so that you could come hang out with us. You back out because iDUBBBZ tells you it's a bad idea to associate with me.
Basically, she sucked up to Celestia Vega.
Also false.
Begging to be a part of Zoe's Ho Squad, but iDUBBBZ told her not to, so she
That's
teamed.
True. I never wanted to join Zoe's Ho Squad.
Then you proceed to go on for the next couple of weeks and tweet about me every now and then, talking crap.
I don't really give a shit about Zoe, to be honest. I really don't.
You listen to iDUBBBZ's advice over the bond of friendship that you had with Celestia and eventually regretted that because just a week later you posted a parody video of the Scarce video you were supposed to be in if you had not been a flake. How about we talk about why your boyfriend won't promote anything about you? Is he trying to keep your ass a secret? Why is he one of the biggest fucking YouTubers and he can't help your ass out? I think you picked the wrong side. You should have come and hung out and facilitated making friends, but instead you decided to be a snake, hop on his fucking dick for more whatever you think perceived celebrity, and failed.
You're just as bad as everybody else when you're talking about giving women equal rights in esports, but they have to look a certain way.
Let's say that there's a very overweight, unattractive female. All right, let's say she is
who's just amazing at COD.
Amazing at COD, right? Would she end up on your team or no?
She has no place on the team, unfortunately.
Like, what is wrong with you? Do you understand what you're saying? Women of a certain weight? Nah, disgusting animals. Fuck you. I don't want you on my team. You don't deserve equal rights. Fucking lose some weight, fatty. But, you know, 125 big titties chick, yeah, hell yeah, you deserve equal rights.
Then that whale, the leather wearing, yeah, Amy Schumer.
I hate hypocrites, man.
Personally, I think the best part is that it was iDUBBBZ that stopped her from joining. Like, if he didn't intervene, she would have joined it. The reason I find it so amusing is because the career destroyer iDUBBBZ doesn't want his girlfriend to be a thought, but then you see a clip like this. Look at him just watching her bent over with her boobs into the camera and he's just smiling. He looks perfectly okay with it. But then when she tries to join a thought squad, oh no, that's going too far. You're gonna ruin my image as iDUBBBZ, the career destroyer. I can't have a thought as a girlfriend. It just doesn't really make sense to me. Like, if he doesn't want something like that ruining his image, he really made a poor choice by dating her. iDUBBBZ really needs to face the fact that his girlfriend has sold her body on the internet before, in the most literal sense of writing people's names on her breasts for money. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. That's actually art.
I am a very impulsive person, but nothing has been more impulsive than my decision to quit university and romp away 12 hours from my parents to go be an artist on the West Coast.
It takes a real artist's hand to do that. Honestly, I'm like over an hour into recording and I can't fit all her lies into this slide. But before I go into the next slide, just know that she's lied about even who she is as a person, ethnically. She's lied about her height. She's even lied about being poor in one of her many attempts to get pity pennies.
I'm on day 4 of this vegan shit. Way harder to do, okay, when you don't have money. You know what I've been eating for the past 3 days? Anybody want to take a guess? It's literally just it's just avocado that I've squirted lemon on.
If she's so poor, then why doesn't she just use iDUBBBZ like she normally does?
I did not cheat on anybody.
Some of you watching this video are probably like, holy shit, how has no one else made a video about this before? And that's actually because she's protected by proxy, because she's in a relationship with iDUBBBZ, and if someone speaks out against her, they're basically ruining their chances of ever working with iDUBBBZ again, or maybe they just don't want to end up in a content cop or something like that. But if they were worried about being in a content cop or something like that, just know that the Pear Princess herself said that he wouldn't defend her even if somebody threw acid on his body. So I guess no worry about a rebuttal from iDUBBBZ about this video, huh? You would think they have a happy, healthy relationship, considering that she made a video about how to have a healthy, long-distance relationship. There's a lot of things showing that they didn't, and in the time period of when she made that advice video. You know, like talking to random people in her Discord that are from her and iDUBBBZ's community about how he pees on her, his gross habits, or how he abandons her, ignores her over and over, and almost having to break up with him.
First off, everybody sucks, okay? I want to get that out of the way. There is no perfect Prince Charming. There's no princess. There's no beautiful, wonderful human being that doesn't smell or doesn't do shitty things. We are human beings, and we suck a lot of ass. And that is absolutely fine. You're a human being. You're beautiful. Man, I envy people that can, like, draw a line in the sand. I'm so bad at that shit.
Coffee.
Fuck. What was that?
It looked good in the little viewfinder there, so I just kind of kept going.
I guess this is what happens in a relationship where you get together on the premise of trying to trade up for your career. Because that's what she did. Her anniversary date is the same day that she broke up with her boyfriend. So basically she dragged her significant other on a plane to meet the guy that she was going to dump her significant other with.
Because we have this extra day and I don't want to be in the same fucking room as you.
So Ian ended up taking me to this hole-in-the-wall taco shop, which are usually the best places to get tacos, but I was way too nervous to eat, just because I get really nervous meeting new people, period, no matter who it is. So he ended up ordering 2 tacos, I got a strawberry soda, and we sat down and we talked for like 3 to 4 hours. It was non-stop talking, and we just clicked really, really well.
And then that was it. It was just a platonic thing. And then over like 2 weeks, me and Ian were talking, and me and Matt weren't in a relationship, hadn't been in a relationship for a while. And me and Ian just hit it off, and then we started dating. That's what happened. Didn't Acadian say you cheated on him, though? No. No. Matt never, I don't know where that came from. Matt never said anything like that, and it would be completely unwarranted. No.
Her trading up is really believable considering that she said this while in a relationship.
I love iDUBBBZ so much. iDUBBBZ is probably one of the very few males on this planet. I would let him penetrate me and never call me again, and I'd be okay with it. Which is like something to be proud of. I did not cheat on anybody. I met somebody whilst I was in an on and off relationship that was shit, but wasn't very public about the shittiness of it. But I never cheated on anybody. It's almost like, I don't know what it is, why people feel the need to cheat. There is never a valid excuse for cheating. Never, ever, ever does somebody have a valid excuse for cheating.
But I guess somebody can have a valid excuse for trading up like she did. I mean, after all, she did the right thing. She did nothing wrong because it only took her a few hours of talking to iDUBBBZ platonically to realize that she needed to break up with her current boyfriend for him.
Feel like that's okay. Like, I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie. My significant other that I'm with now, like, when I met him, I was dating somebody else.
According to her, it's fine because her ex-boyfriend moved on.
Me and Acadian break up. We were just in 2 very different places. Maturity-wise and life-wise, when we were dating. So it was a very, like, mutual thing. There's no hard feelings. He's with a girl that's much more suited for him, and he's happy, which is really good. Actually, Matt's one of the very few, or Acadian's one of the very few relationships that I can actually say ended in a good way.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, I would say, like, right now, in terms of, like, mentally, I'm not, like, in the best state. I can't really explain, but I'm just like, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know if any of you guys can like resonate with me or like feel me on this, but I'm just fucking pissed off all the time. Like, I'm just angry, like every day. As soon as I wake up, like I'm just fucking angry, and I don't know how to stop being like. The only thing I can do is just distract myself with like League of Legends or doing shit like. I don't know, man. I'm just fucking mad.
So who cares about the damage she caused to an inexperienced guy who was several years younger than her? Who cares if he was hurt, angry, or sad because of it? Because guys, her stats doubled. iDUBBBZ may have cucked her ex-boyfriend, but who's to say that she won't do the same thing to him if someone else that can improve her career comes along? Something like that is just always going to be in the back of iDUBBBZ's mind. He's already on track with being a cuck, watching his girlfriend bent over, pushing her breasts into the camera, and letting her flirt with Chris Raygun, his lookalike.
I would never, ever, ever do that to anybody, let alone Ian. I would never do that to Ian. If the relationship wasn't working, we would both have enough respect to break up with each other. That's fucking awful. Cheating is awful.
Even Keemstar noticed this, and also noticed how defensive she was, and how quickly she reacted when he made an implication. iDUBBBZ's girlfriend acted really passive-aggressive to Chris Raygun about his relationship with Lacey Green.
Fine, we'll get your fucking cunted girlfriend on here.
And so was her mother, which is a little bit weird. But it would make sense why she would want Chris Ray Gun, because after all, he would defend her before iDUBBBZ would.
True love, looking for true love, wherever I go. True love, looking for true love, for true love. So now let me go.
Chris, you taste disgusting. At the end of the day, I love going to bed with
Chris.
It's honestly what I look forward to every day. He might be a bit of a messy boy, but he's still my
Chris.
You want some leftovers before bed?
iDUBBBZ's girlfriend.
Let it be known that iDUBBBZ's girlfriend wanted to be a YouTuber as soon as she started dating iDUBBBZ. And I don't really find it to be believable that she wanted to date him for his personality, considering that she proclaims to be such a paused person. Let's not forget that he makes a living off of bullying people.
In conclusion, I like bullying.
I think that there's a lot showing that she uses iDUBBBZ as her promotional pony. The worst thing about it is that she denies it completely.
Twitter feed, or I've been scrolling through my own Twitter feed, and I'll read something and I'll be like, fuck, I need to unfollow this guy. And then I'll go to his page and then it says 400k followers, and then it says Sky follows you, and my inner piece of shit goes, this is an important human being. I shouldn't unfollow him. I should just put up with it. Or at least mute him.
Time and time again, she claims to want to keep her brand separate and just tries so hard to be her own person because iDUBBBZ is not her promotional pony. She claims that she doesn't even want him to mention her existence, and he does just that.
Because iDUBBBZ has got his girlfriend who's a streamer, and it's not weird, that's the wrong word. But that must be so awkward. Because he never talks about her, but she talks about him quite a lot. And it's just a bit weird, like talking about your personal life. Like, I'm not a big fan of talking about my personal life and shit.
So I don't know why she has a problem with him not wanting to publicly defend her for the sake of his image, considering that she said that that's what she would want. And for someone who claims that she wants to keep her brand separate from iDUBBBZ, she does a pretty piss poor job at it.
Hey Anisa, happy anniversary. I found you through Ian's new video. Is he coming on stream? Less than 3.
He's not coming on stream. He's working on something at this current moment.
Her audience is constantly asking her about him, and it's not really unwarranted either, between her talking about him all the time, posting pictures of him on her business social medias, and having him guest on her stream so much that a majority of her most viewed clips mention iDUBBBZ or have him in it.
I'm serious, no way. What? Who gave you that?
My significant other scares the shit out of me on a daily basis. I hate it, but it's kind of cute. So not too long ago, I went on a vacation with my boyfriend.
Knock it off! Stop! Yeah, it'll work.
Is Ian no longer moving to Canada next month?
Look, I'm not, I've tried to, I'm not talking about, I feel like I've talked about this shit so much.
Ian's going to be out of town for a little bit, but I think he's uploading something. He has something on upload for you guys, I think, tomorrow.
God forbid if someone mistakes her as his secretary after she does all this.
When I went into his stream, he called me iDUBBBZ's girlfriend and pretended that he didn't know who I was. And then at the end, he went, oh yeah, I was on a podcast with you. It was fun. We should do it again. And I was like, you cunt. You know who I am. iDUBBBZ's girlfriend. Piece of shit.
I think a clear motivator is the increase in attention she gets when she does this. When she posts pictures with him, it gets thousands of more views and likes. And when she has him on her stream time and time again, she gets thousands of more viewers as well. I wouldn't even think it's worth calling out if she wasn't claiming to not use him as a promotional pony. She could have chosen to go the power couple route like PewDiePie and Marcia, but instead she chooses to be the sneaky snake that she is. She uses him in a way where she thinks that she won't be called out for it. I just have to wonder, does she actually think that people are interested in her for her shitty DIY tutorials where she can't even accomplish the things she set out to do? Because I think it's pretty obvious that they're only interested in iDUBBBZ's girlfriend for the sake of her being iDUBBBZ's girlfriend, to know what iDUBBBZ is up to. And I think that that's all iDUBBBZ's girlfriend is ever going to be, because she's just so generic and average. If this were one of her advice videos, it would go something like, "You're average because you're human. And that's okay." Somewhere deep down inside, iDUBBBZ's girlfriend knows that she's a failure. And that's why she cries on stream for pity pennies as she reminisces about her titty streaming days.
But I feel like I've just been slowly deteriorating ever since I've changed from Rainbow Kids. You know, and it's just been dying and dying and dying and dying, and now it's like dead. I'm crying in dog makeup. Come on. I want to cry in dog makeup. So stupid.
I mean, ever since I started watching you on Twitch, I have only missed like 2 or 3 streams. You're my favorite Twitch streamer and I 100% look forward to your streams all the time.
That means
Feel better, Anisa.
Sorry. Don't want you guys.
This is my first time watching your stream and I think you're absolutely lovely, Tilda.
It's like there's no plan for me. I wake up and I turn on my stream and I say as much autistic shit as I can in a short amount of time, and I hope and pray that somebody gives me some money because they feel bad for me and they don't want me to end up on the streets sucking dicks.
If you're not a complete moron, you're able to see that a streamer who's naturally just well endowed and wears a tank top is very different from a streamer who's very sexually provocative, such as
iDUBBBZ's girlfriend.
When I say sexually provocative, I mean doing things like playing with your breasts on stream, drawing on them for money, jumping up and down to make them jiggle on purpose, or shoving them into the camera for extended periods of time with your face cut off. And that's something that iDUBBBZ's girlfriend does. She just stands there putting her breasts into the camera while bent over.
A long periodically time.
She needs to sit down. It's just so awkward to watch. I think it's pretty obvious that her stream's focus is her body, and I don't necessarily think that if someone's just sitting there with cleavage that their stream is focused on their body. But I think that when you're doing what iDUBBBZ's girlfriend is doing, you obviously are.
Today is like, I want to feel sexy, so I'm going to, you know, feel sexy. That's what this is about today. When I did titty streaming, or whatever you want to call it, titty streaming, it was more about the troll baiting and having people come in that I felt like I was performing improv in a way where instead of, you know, being on an improv stage and asking people like, where am I? You know, who am I with? What am I doing? Having this kind of bait out there was having people come in and giving me ideas and kind of material to work off of and respond to. I was very into having like this dynamic, very on my feet, kind of just ridiculous, responding to trolls kind of environment, and I really liked it. I felt like it was very entertaining. It was a lot of fun for me. I felt like I could poke fun at a lot of different things at the same time. I could poke fun at video game culture in general. I could poke fun at titty streaming. I could poke, like, I was just kind of doing my own thing, and I did see it as exciting improvisation, and I was very proud of it. I liked what I did.
She's really trying to pass herself off as somebody like me, someone who's actually done satire online. She calls what she does satire. I don't really think there's some kind of point she made by bending over and pushing her breasts into the camera, or the many times where she's just stood there awkwardly, and you kind of need to have that in order to call it satire. She could have just sat there with her cleavage to get the point across of troll baiting and everything in order to create that interesting dichotomy she's talking about. So instead, she chooses to be this interesting artist who's also a troll, instead of just admitting to what she did, which was focusing her stream on her body. And what she still does.
Now that I am dressing actually exactly 100% how I dress in public, all the shirts that I wear are shirts that I wear out. When people come in and say, titty streamer, you're a fucking titty streamer. It's like, okay, what? Like, what? This is, no, not anymore, dude. Not anymore. You can't do that anymore. I figured today, I look a little bit thick today.
And if it was really just a social experiment, then why did she make this shameful video about hiding her cleavage?
I hope that you accept my formal apology. I don't know if you can call it that. I hope that you accept that, or I hope that, fuck. Not influential is the wrong word. I hope that I can still contribute to the League of Legends community, and I hope that people still want me to contribute to the League of Legends community.
Wow, that was so sad. Can somebody get this girl an upvote?
And it's just not okay to me anymore.
Poor girl, she had to apologize to Reddit and the Twitch community for having cleavage, even though she does a bit more than that. I gotta say, being shameful really doesn't support her whole be body positive thing. But you know, she was such a victim that Kotaku made an article about it and everyone was just praising her for putting on a t-shirt. I thought you were a big fat fucking whore when you wore your v-neck t-shirt, but now that you've put a t-shirt on, I respect you, my friend. She even thought she was a superhero. Yes, citizen, it's all in a hard day's work being a superhero hiding my tits on Twitch. And her reasoning for it was to change the stream's focus. But then she said later on that she stopped doing it because her dad was ashamed of her.
One, yes, I did start out as a titty streamer for a long time. And I enjoyed it when I did it, but it became it became how I felt. I felt it was lazy work.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought it was to create an interesting dichotomy between the viewer and streamer, and that she was an actress doing improv, and that Twitch was her stage.
It was more about the troll baiting and having people come in that I felt like I was performing improv in a way, having like this dynamic, very on my feet, kind of just ridiculous, responding to trolls kind of environment.
Well, that doesn't sound like very lazy work to me, but I guess that was a lie. Anyway, let's get back to her dad body shaming her, shall we?
It actually was my father that made me stop doing the titty streaming completely.
And despite her own father not being okay with his daughter selling her body online, she still refuses to even call it titty streaming, which is a light term for her considering what she's done.
I'm calling this preparing the boobs. This is called a double push-up bra. You don't even want to know where my nipples are right now, dude.
I just want to be clear that despite her saying she would quit titty streaming, she never stopped focusing her stream on her body, ever, even to this day.
I figured today, I look a little bit thick today.
So earlier, we already established that iDUBBBZ's girlfriend is a bully, just like iDUBBBZ. I actually don't have a problem with that. I personally take issue with the fact that she's a hypocrite about it, with her claiming to be a person of posliness, as well as acting like a victim all the time.
Dude, I appreciate you guys criticizing my body type, but I'm fully aware of it being a brick, and it doesn't feel great reading about it. I mean, I'm not... Yeah, I know. I have a man's body. Can we just... something else?
I understand firsthand that you can get your feelings hurt online, and sometimes it could be in the middle of a stream, and you can't help but to show that your feelings are hurt, but I think that iDUBBBZ's girlfriend really just goes over the top with it.
Talking to people who care, so... Sorry, getting gay.
I just think it's to the point of manipulation where you're literally crying about how your stream's not making you money anymore. I feel like it's pretty obvious that you're trying to get sympathy so that they give you money.
Hope and pray that somebody gives me some money because they feel bad for me and they don't want me to end up on the streets sucking dicks.
I'm on day 4 of this vegan shit, and it is way harder to do, okay, when you don't have money.
Her incident with vegan games really demonstrates her self-victimization, even if there is no bully. iDUBBBZ's girlfriend debated him on veganism using feelings and thoughts, and obviously she was severely underprepared.
You can actually find listen. You can actually find research. You can actually find papers.
I just feel like it's I get it. You're very confident with your shit, but I feel like a lot of the shit, it's just like blind confidence with, I feel like what you're saying is so absolute fact, as you seem to want to preach to me, because I feel like right now I'm sitting in a lecture, and you're just, no. You're sitting there lecturing me, essentially, like I feel like I'm back in the worst class that I've ever been in my life.
Her saying that this feels like the worst lecture of her life is really just her trying to victimize herself, saying, oh my god, I'm being tortured. I feel like she's saying it's the worst lecture of her life because her ass just got schooled. And he really did nothing to her. He was actually very tame with her compared to how he was back in the day, being very explosive.
Anisa, I'm not trying to be rude to you or be confrontational or anything. Like, this is just
Can you quit that?
It's cool. It's cool. I'm just trying to make it clear that I'm not trying to antagonize you.
And if that wasn't bad enough, after her embarrassing defeat, she went and played victim in direct messages with Vegan Gains on Twitter. I don't know why she had to play the victim card because she's plenty educated in veganism.
Now, I took a couple of nutrition courses. I'm not a wizard. It was a minor in my education.
It was her mistake to not bring a white knight with her like how she usually does. iDUBBBZ's girlfriend claims that putting on a t-shirt created a white knight community that she hated, which is really weird logic. Imagine not being comfortable with having cleavage, but then you have cleavage because you don't want white knights? Doesn't really... Even though she hates white knights so much, she's not afraid to be white knighted, it seems. Like where she played victim with Gross Score and has somebody defend her.
So in this situation, it sounds like you hosted her, and then you got mad that she rejected you after you felt like she owed you something. Upset, dude. Why? That's not fair.
I'm a gold-digging whore. That's...
Why is it her fault, dude? You know that you had strong feelings for her before she did for you. Not even saying that she had strong feelings. You came to her first, and then you can't say it's her fault because she rejected you because she wanted to use you because you came at her first.
Listen, if she's gonna sit there with her cleavage out and her boobs out, I don't mind that, and I'm glad that she can do whatever she wants, and she doesn't expect not to be called a slut, then you're being stupid. Are people gonna call her a slut? She sits with her cleavage out?
Then you should expect to be called an asshole. Of course you're gonna be called an asshole.
Okay, let's move on. Let's carry on.
No, you're gonna see.
Can we stop this conversation?
Can we stop, please? This is ridiculous. Platypus, come on.
I'm sorry, he just called her a slut.
She clearly cannot fight her own battles, so other people have to for her. Like her mother, who has a whole Kotaku article dedicated to talking about how she white knights her daughter online. Her mother also watches her every move to the point of being a little weird. Imagine your Muslim family is just watching you do this. I know it'd be weird for me if my mother were watching.
Oh. Totally fucking acting. Like she just
Brittany, acting.
I'm not fucking acting!
It's just really embarrassing to have your mom around to fight your battles and comment on all your interactions with your friends. I guess her mom didn't really get the memo that every social media isn't Facebook, where you comment on someone's new profile picture saying, "Hey, call me. The family misses you, sweetie. XOXO." But I suppose she does need to be white knighted by somebody, or else, well, you saw what happened in the Vegan Gains debate. Birds of a feather flock together. It's an old but gold saying. It explains that people who are similar tend to be found together, and you definitely find that to be the case with iDUBBBZ's girlfriend. You can see that she associates with people like Momo-kun, accused of molesting people and blaming it on her ADHD.
I get a little like crazy, and I think a lot of it has to do with like having ADHD and like not being able to control myself sometimes. That I just kind of get a little too comfortable.
Someone who virtue signals about mental health and then tells people to go kill themselves. And then you have Sniper Wolf, someone who is accused of faking gameplay before, being very toxic, and photoshopping her body then lying about it. Both people are hypocrites that exploit their bodies, so it's really no surprise that iDUBB's girlfriend would be associated with them. She also associates with Bunty King, someone who's white knighted her as well, and is infamous for being a cringy cuck.
Side, I want you as my queen, that's what I want.
I want to make you my queen? Who says this shit? Who says this shit? There's being romantic and poetic, and then there's just being awful. There's just being awful, Bunty. Why would you tell some whore that cheated on you that you want to make her your fucking queen?
I think in this case, it really represents who she is as a person, who she associates with. Obviously, there's exceptions of people being in relationships that are polar opposites politically and things like that, but in this case, I think it holds to be true. Which is why I made this video. In her own words, I don't even hate her. I'm just not letting her get away with shit behavior.
Thanks. Watch as I eat this big
pear.
Wow.